Hey guys, I wanted to make a video today on the importance of support and resistance levels, particularly with this stock, NURO. NURO made a massive rally today that I completely missed out on, but that's okay. For every train you miss, there's always going to be another train around the corner. And I want you guys to remember that because obviously FOMO is real. A lot of people buy into FOMO and they make irrational decisions, and inevitably that's going to get you. So if you respect your plans and be disciplined, that's going to set you up for a successful trader, a consistent trader for the long run, and that's what you want to thrive for. So that's okay if I missed out on this rally. It gives me the opportunity to teach you guys a lesson as far as support and resistance levels and why you can make a lot of money if you play your cards right using those significant levels. So without further ado, let's get started. It all starts with the daily chart, and whatever lines you end up drawing here for the daily chart is going to be reflected here on the quick chart. And I use the 3-minute chart and the 1-minute chart right here. So if I move here and basically look at this 1-year chart, I can easily detect where these support and resistance levels are at. I've been doing this for 2 years, and eventually you're going to be able to recognize these support and resistance levels right away. It just becomes embedded in your brain when you look at charts long enough. But that's okay. I'll explain why I'm drawing these lines if you're looking at this for like the first time. And we can clearly see this stock right here is gapping up very high. So what I like to do is look at the previous day and then just sort of make my move up to draw out these significant levels. So the very first thing I see right away is this price area around the 260 area. You see there's a bounce here, bounce here, bounce here, bounce here. And you can clearly see this is a good level of support, so we can continue to move higher. All right, there's also a good level of support right here. You see how the stock bounced here, here, here. All right, move up. There's another level of support. Stock bounced here back in June of last year, and here as well too. And then there's a bunch of bounces here, so that's definitely a good level of support. And it's also validated by a few candlesticks right here. And remember, we're just looking for at least three candlesticks that share the same price area and are either being bounced because of support, rejected because of resistance. Speaking of which, there's a resistance level right here around the 430 area. You see rejection here, rejection here, rejection here. All right, moving on up. All right, there's a support level right here, bounce here, bounce here. And there's a bit of rejection here because, again, eventually when stocks break support, they inevitably become resistance, and you can see a bit of resistance around this area. All right, let's go higher. Let's see, we can draw some support levels right here. So bounce here, bounce here, bounce here. All right, let's see if I missed anything. Yeah, this can also be used as a decent level of support. There's a bounce here, here, and here for 3 consecutive days. And I think it looks good for the most part. We can use that going forward and switch over to the quick time frame. So I use the 3-minute time frame and the 1-minute time frame. I use the 3-minute time frame to ultimately make my entries and exits, but that's not to say I don't use the 1-minute time frame. Obviously, if I want to look at the stock in a finer detail, I'll definitely switch over to that. But for the most part, I use my entries and exits on the 3-minute time frame. So we'll zoom in to assess this better. So this was the very first level of support that I drew, but obviously we're below it, so it serves as resistance, and this candlestick gets rejected. Inevitably, it does break this resistance level, and it starts consolidating here, and you can see this candlestick inevitably bounced off of this support level and it made a move higher. Another thing I forgot to mention too is this purple and green line represent the 100 and 200 day SMA level, which can also be served as a validated level of support resistance. So this is one thing to keep in mind, and it shows that to a T because as the stock made its move down, this 100-day SMA served as a good level of support, and the stock made its move back up again, and it eventually just barely broke the 200 SMA as well too. And the next candlestick to make a new high, this is something you could have watched closely and make an entry right here. And if it had gone below this 200 SMA, you could have stopped out. Or maybe if you wanted to give it more leeway room, you probably could have stopped out off this confluence point of this support level around the 320 area and the 13 EMA. Or even if you wanted to be more risky, you could also use this 100 SMA level again. If it had, gone below that, that's probably where you probably should have stopped out, and the stock would have looked like it would have been bearish. But in this reality, it definitely was bullish, and you could see it made a new high on the 3-minute chart, bounced off the 200-day SMA perfectly, and it rallied. And here's obviously another level of resistance, which it inevitably broke, and then it again resistance becomes support, and stock made a move higher. Again here. Again, these are lines that I'm all taking from the daily chart that's being reflected on the 3-minute chart. But you can see this candlestick right here is being rejected again. It serves as resistance, but it eventually broke through it. And again, resistance becomes support. If you wait for that new 3-minute candle to make a new high, and you can make an entry right here, and it made a massive move to the $5 area. And you guys get the point now, right? And eventually you could see that the resistance level I marked here at 630 got rejected around the 620 area, and inevitably started making its move down higher. Its move down lower. But that's not to say that you couldn't have made money. You could still make money, because you have to remember, when it's being bounced off these support levels, these are like a good 15-20 cent moves, and with penny stocks, depending on how many shares you buy, you can make quite a profit getting in and out. But yeah, that's the gist of it. Like even here, like you could see this is being served as a good level of support, and now the stock's starting to go back up again. Got rejected here around the $5 level again. But you could sort of get the grasp of why support and resistance levels are so important, and how they could truly help you with making good entries and exits, and therefore make you a better trader. If I see a massive rally just going up, and I don't really take these support and resistance levels into play, sure, I can get lucky every now and then, but again, if you want to be a consistent, successful, long-term day trader, then these are rules that you have to respect, and that is buying off support and selling off resistance. And that's not to say you should sell your entire position. Obviously, if it makes like for instance, if I had bought right here around the 330 area where it made this 3-minute candlestick made a new high, and it bounced off this 200 SMA, I probably would have sold half right here, because I knew this was approaching the next level of resistance, and then I probably would have sold a third here, and then so on and so forth. But hopefully you guys get the point, and you guys learned a little bit of why so many traders use support and resistance to make their entries and exits, to make them a better trader. And again, if this is something that you guys learn day by day, you guys will truly pick up these support and resistance levels just from the naked eye. And yeah, that's about it. If you enjoy this video, please be sure to like. I'll definitely make more videos in the future. So hit that subscribe button and notification bell. And if there's any suggestions you guys want me to make, I'm all for it. Just leave your comments down below and I'll make a video on it. And other than that, stay safe and have a good day. Take care. Bye.